Ecclesiastes or sirac 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well. Shalom to the Akim, Akwathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom. Okay. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Okay. So going into that, yeah, I just ran out of space. Was doing a video about a couple minutes in and ran out of space, so I had to come back, do it again. But hopefully the spirit is still there, and I bring out what I need to. So me and my wife last night we were watching a movie called The Killing of the Flower Moon. Okay, and I highly suggest that you brothers, if you didn't see that movie, that you watch it. It's a couple hours long, so make sure you got some time to sit down and watch it. But it shows you the treachery and the absolute wickedness of Esau Edom. There is just so much to go into pertaining to this movie, but just a few things, and then I want to get a couple more scriptures. But the so-called white man, the nation of Edom, gave the northern kingdom or the Gadites reservations to live on. Okay. And in doing so, these Gadites, they had come across some natural resources, one being oil. And Esau, he couldn't really just go in there and start just killing, the Gadites to take the land. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't have been a good look, and they would have may have had another war with Gad at that point, which they probably weren't really ready for, because there was a depression going on around that period of time, because that was around the time of Black Wall Street also, that this movie was based on the era or the time around the time of Black Wall Street, where we know that Esau was in a Great Depression here in his kingdom. Okay, but Gad was prospering. The Southern Kingdom, or the so-called blacks in America, were prospering, and Esau was actually in a depression. So Esau was trying to, he was marrying into these Gadite families, marrying these women, the daughters of these are these landowners. Okay, they would kill the fathers or what have you. And then they would these Edomites would marry into these families, and they they were poisoning their wives, man. These Gadite women, and killing them so that they can inherit the properties, man. And there's just so much, and the scriptures are clear, man. That you're not supposed to trust your enemy. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, 68 says we will be sold to our enemies, man, for bondmen and bondwomen. So we know that the Edomites, these so-called white people here in America, okay, we know that they are our enemies. Now we have to get up and go to work, and we have to be cordial. We have to deal with them. What is the scripture? Be wise as a serpent, but gentle as a dove. But we aren't supposed to allow these people to let's say, for instance, like the NFL, the NBA, when you start seeing some of these young black men in their early 20s, very early 20s, getting 10, 15, and $20 million contracts, they're with their high school sweetheart, which is a black woman. And then 5 years in the NBA, you find out they're dating a so-called white woman. This is it's the same thing over and over and over. They train their daughters in some instances to court so-called black men, rich black men, so that they can get that money back. That's the idea, man. So this is the same thing that Esau was doing with Gad. He was marrying into these families, man, so that they can get those natural resources back, so that they can get that money back, man. You know, there's nothing new under the sun, man. There's nothing new under the sun. It's the same fucking thing that they're doing today. You know, it's sickening. You know, the movie, man, you really have to watch it. So let me get a couple more scriptures. I didn't want to make this too long. I just want to put out there. It would be a good idea for some of you brothers to watch that movie, Killing of the Flower Moon. Ecclesiastes or Sirach 12 and 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. He's never going to change, man. He's never going to change. If I was a single man and I hit the lottery, that $790 million lottery, you know what I'm saying? There will be, once I went and bought a house and some other things, there will be white women with broke down cars out in front of my fucking house all week, man. You know? Because this is the kind of shit that they do. You know what I mean? They want to get that money back, man. You know? They even tell some of those young men that are in the NBA and NFL, you know, when they sign those contracts, they tell them not to even deal with their people. You know, immediate family, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Or get rid of that high school sweetheart, man. You have an image to uphold right now. You know, you make millions of dollars, man. You don't want no, ratchet ass, ghetto hood rat next to you, man. You know, that's the kind of shit that they'll put in these guys' heads, man. You see? Or they'll take them to parties and have white women all up in their faces. You know? And the brothers are going to love it. You know what I mean? You see? That's the shit that Esau does. He was doing it then, and he's still doing it now. You know? Verse 12. Set him not by thee. Okay? Well, the Job didn't even want Esau, the Edomite, sleeping with his dogs, man. You know? And we were told not to even deal with these people. You see? And being told not to deal with these people means to keep them away from you. Don't set them by you. Don't have anything to do with these people, man. You know? If at all possible. You see? All right? So set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, okay, when he has killed you, he was in there killing the Gadite women, you know, after he overthrew them. He stand up in thy place. He took over your land. Okay. Let him, let me read that again. Set him not by thee when he hath overthrown thee. He stand in thy place. Okay. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. So don't let him sit by. Don't bring him into your fold, man. You know, if you got money, you know what I'm saying. You know, this is what happened to Gad. Gad was allowing these men to marry their daughters, man. That should have been a no-no. Those elders that were in those tents should have been telling those young ladies, you know what I mean, marry your own. Don't marry the white man. Because he's going to try to take what is yours, man. Your inheritance, you know, your children's inheritance. You know what I mean? Shit, the one Edomite was talking about, you know, if something would happen, if my wife dies and I inherit the property, you know what I mean? You know, if something would happen to the children, would I end up getting the property? This is what he said. So he was plotting on killing his own seed, man. Because he wanted the property. You know what I'm saying? You know? Let me read that again. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, okay, once he poisons his Gadite wife to death, okay, and he plots on killing his own seed because he thinks that they're going to inherit the property. You know? This is what he asked an insurance adjuster. And then the insurance adjuster said, he said, "What do you mean if something happens to the children? You mean you're going to kill the kids?" And he said, "No, I'm just asking." You know what I'm saying? This is Esau, man. You know? All right? And don't let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. Okay? You see? You know? Don't bring in, if you got a company and somebody says they'll invest money, and their Edomite says he'll invest money in your company, if you make him a partner at 49%, you know what I'm saying? He can actually take your business from you, man, if it's doing well. You see? Or he can have you killed, you know, give you some plane tickets to the Bahamas, you know, you see, have your plane crash. Now you got the business, you know. These fucking devils, man, they're wicked as hell. Never trust thine enemy. Verse 13, it says, "Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast?" Okay, so if you're a snake charmer, man, you know, it's the same thing. If you're dealing with a snake, a serpent, a devil, a liar, you know what I mean? And you know he's a swindler. You know he's been doing some crooked ass shit, but you still do something with this man, and you get screwed over. Then you knew, man, who's gonna pity you? You know, all of these Gadites dying. You know, all of these young ladies dying. You know, and their husbands inheriting their lands. You know what I mean? And all these other Gadite women still want to marry the so-called white man. So who's going to pity you when you're doing that kind of shit? You know what I mean? You see what's happening. You know, you ain't that stupid. You have an idea. You know, and at the end of the movie, the Gadite woman that was being not only lied to, okay, the Edomite husband was telling the wife to bury the mother, okay, or bury herself, or bury your sister with all her jewelry, you know. Then the motherfucker went to the grave that night, dug her up, and stole the jewelry. You see, this is how wicked he's, and you know, he had the shit sold, you know, was setting people up to kill him under this woman's nose, and at the end of the movie, you know, after she was sick as a dog because he was poisoning her, she got better because they arrested his ass. You know, she got better, and what happened? She still wanted to be with this motherfucker, man. You know, so me and my wife, I was kind of mad at the end. Like I thought she was going to figure this thing out and you know really diss this motherfucker, man. But she went and continued to want to be with this man. You know, she didn't have an inkling that this man was trying to kill her. You know, so like I said, like the scripture said, you know, like the scripture that I read, okay, the word of the Most High, never trust thine enemy, for his iron rusted, so does his wickedness, man. This man is never going to fucking change, because like I said, he's doing the same thing today with these young sports stars, okay. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. Again, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel. And shalom to the Akim, Akwathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom. And that's the movie is The Killing of the Summer Moon. Shalom.